We give you the facts, it's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I think? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
People of Center, St. Mary and surrounding.
Yeah, watch Popeyes, mama.
Here is
Where I watch?
Popeye.
are you on exactly? If you are,
Greetings viewers and subscribers. My cause currently show. You're one of the first persons to comment whenever I post a video. You're celebrating your birthday today. Your daughters Tavia and Kristen and your granddaughter Davia. They're asking us to wish you a happy birthday today. Let's hope that today you're gonna be having a wonderful birthday and may you live to see lots more. In the news today, detectives at the St. Catherine South Sissoko office, they have arrested and charged a 70-year-old great-granduncle for the offenses of sexual touching of a child and grievous sexual assault. His name is Cecil Darby. He is a fish vendor living at Livens Way in the Cumberland area of Portmore in the parish of St. Catherine. The allegation is that sometime last month, Cecil's 7-year-old great-grandniece, she was sitting in a sofa at her home in the Portmore area when the 70-year-old great-granduncle went into the sofa and sat beside her. He then leaned over and pushed one of his hands under her clothes. Not only that, it is alleged that the 70-year-old great-granduncle, he used that hand to shift her underwear and he did you know what with his fingers. A report was made to the police who commenced investigations. The 70-year-old great-granduncle Cecil Darby, he was subsequently picked up by the police and he was charged, so he'll be facing the courts shortly. In this report, now, I had promised to update this report if and when the husband and wife were charged. They have now been charged, so here goes. But follow me. I carried the report last week Friday, but apparently YouTube, they had some issues with how the report was carried, so I went ahead and deleted that video. So in this video, I'm gonna be carrying the story again in a way that YouTube will not find an issue with. So this is what we are learning. A female named Georget Dawkins, she is 48 years old. She owns and operates the FCI nursery and prep school at Darlington in the parish of Westmoreland. Her husband's name is Rohan Dawkins. Rohan is also 48 years old and he works at the daycare and prep school as a chef. The allegation is that on Monday morning, May 26, earlier this year, a 5-year-old girl, she was left at the daycare. She was picked up in the evening, but something was wrong. Her mother was bathing her, but she complained that her you-know-what was hurting her. Checks were made and it was found out that you-know-what was swollen. She told her mother that it was a 5-year-old boy at the daycare who pushed one of his fingers. A report was made to the police and the child was medically examined. The doctor confirmed that yes, the 5-year-old baby was touched. Now, under the law, a 5-year-old cannot be charged for a crime, but that child can be placed before the juvenile court as being in need of care and protection, and that was what the police did. The 5-year-old boy, he was placed before the court. The 5-year-old girl, she was receiving counseling. Now, here is where things got interesting. We are learning that while the 5-year-old girl was being counseled, she reported that she was told to tell a lie on the 5-year-old boy. She said the husband and the wife told her to say it was the 5-year-old boy who did it. She went on to say that it was actually the chef at the school who did it. She said on that fateful day, She collected her lunch from the chef and the lunch spilled on her clothes. She said the chef got upset and told her to stand up. She said the chef then forced one of his fingers through her shorts and pushed that finger you know where, remember now. The chef that the baby is talking about is the husband. So the matter that the police had placed in the juvenile court, it was dismissed and the police, they began further investigation. Last week, Friday, August 15, the husband, Rohan Dawkins, and his wife, Georget Dawkins, they were picked up and placed into police custody. Yesterday, Thursday, August 21, they were both placed on identification parades where they were positively identified. They were charged, so they'll be placed before the courts shortly. Boy, may I tell you. In the sex report, on Monday afternoon, August 18, a policeman locked up his house at Orchard Avenue at Coral Spring in the parish of KlLLNG and went away. When he returned the next afternoon, Tuesday, August 19, it was discovered that the house was broken into. Hoodlums forced open the back door and entered the house. Once inside, them thief 2 Black Point microwaves, 1 black and grey Black Point washing machine, 1 55-inch JSW flat screen TV, 1 65-inch Roku flat screen TV, and 1 Bluetooth box. The hoodlums, they then made good their escape. In this next report, this one took place shortly after 12 midnight on Monday, August 18. It took place at the Soul Tavern Bar at Colgate District in the Ocherayos police area of St. Ann. Our information is that the bartender and 4 male customers, they were in the bar when a motor vehicle drove up and stopped. 4 hoodlums wearing masks and armed with handguns, they came out of the vehicle and entered the bar. They took down the 5 persons and ordered them to lie face down on the floor. They then robbed them of cash and cell phones. The hoodlums, they then made good their escape. Over in Montego Bay, the robberies continue. This one took place yesterday afternoon, Thursday, August 21, at minutes to 3 o'clock. It took place at the Indian-operated Ramp Walk clothing store on Barnett Street in Montego Bay. Reports are that the operator for the store was inside when 3 hoodlums entered. 2 of them pulled guns and juke down the businessman. They proceeded to rob him of almost 200,000 Jamaican dollars in cash, jewelry, cellular phones, perfumes, and clothing items. The hoodlums, they then made good their escape on foot along Barnett Street. Less than 2 hours later, 2 hoodlums, they went to the Chen Wholesale and Supermarket Meat and Haberdashery on Roosevelt Avenue in Montego Bay. One of them pulled guns and they juke down the 61-year-old security guard on duty. They robbed him of his licensed Smith & Wesson .38 revolver containing 6 live rounds. They then robbed the Chinese operators of over 250,000 Jamaican dollars in cash, Matharan and Craveney cigarettes and phone cards. The hoodlums, they then made good their escape towards the Charles Garden Market. Just like that. This one took place last night, Thursday, August 21, at minutes to 10 o'clock. It took place along the Lilliput Main Road in the parish of St. James. Our information is that a 34-year-old guy, he was driving a black 2012 Toyota Noah. He was traveling along the Lilliput Main Road towards Falmouth, and our information is that the driver indeed a burn up road. He was going very fast. On reaching a section of the road, a man who was said to be of unsound mind. He is of a dark complexion, about 5 feet 8 inches tall, slim built, and he appeared to be in his early 60s. The man, he ran across the road from the left Greenwood-bound side of the roadway into the path of the Voxy. There is what is left of the Voxy on your screen. The man, he was thrown about 20 meters from where he was hit to the left soft shoulder. To how fast the Voxy was driving. It came to a stop about 200 meters away from the point of impact. The man who was hit, his left hand was completely taken off. He died on the spot. Sad indeed. In this next report, last week, Monday, I brought you a report. It was about an incident that took place earlier in the morning. Monday, August 11, at minutes to 1 o'clock. It took place in the vicinity of Wisinko along the Lakespen Main Road in the Portmore Police area of St. Catherine. I reported that residents of the area, they stumbled upon the lifeless body of a guy lying on his back on the ground in a pool of blood. The police, they were called, and when they inspected this guy, he had received gunshot wounds to his head and his upper body. He died on the spot. When the police processed that crime scene, 3 spent shells were recovered from the scene. Now, at the time when I carried the report, I told you that the guy, he was unidentified, and as soon as I found out who he was, I would be updating the story. The guy, he's of a dark complexion, appeared to be in his early 20s, about 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he was dressed in a white t-shirt, a red shorts, a red underpants, and a pair of black slippers. He was sporting plaited hairstyle with the sides shaved. That guy has now been identified. His name is Jevarnie Jadadee James, and he was 21 years old. Jevarnie is from the Portmore area, but reports are that he had no fixed address. So the question is, who killed Jevarnie and why? The mayhem. In this next report, in yesterday's video, I told you about a killing that took place at a party in the New Road area of Flanker in St. James early yesterday morning. Thursday, August 21, at minutes after 2 o'clock. That guy on your screen, he was shot and killed. His name is Junior Samuel Golden, but he was popularly known as Papa. Papa was 32 years old and he was living at Providence Heights in the Flanker area. Like I told you yesterday, a party was being held in the area and an argument developed between other persons who were at the party. At least 2 of the guys were involved in the argument. They pulled guns and they fired several shots. During the shooting, persons ran in different directions. We are now learning that a guy who was at the party when the shots were being fired, he jumped into his white Toyota Voxy and was about to drive away. He was approached by the 2 guys who were said to be firing the shots at the party. They beat him up and drove away his Voxy and later abandoned it in the area. Papa, he was shot and he died on the spot. Now, in yesterday's video, I told you that the police, they knew who the shooters were. Our information is that one of them, he has now surrendered to the police. He's popularly known as Tentroy and he's living in the Flanker area. Noel, your name a call up too. You need to go in, go talk to the police. The mayhem. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button. As also, hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that whenever we drop a new video, you will be one of the first to be notified. In the final report for today, on Saturday afternoon, August 16, a funeral service was being held at Maida District in the Alexandra Police area of St. Anne. After the funeral, there was a dispute between 2 guys. One was that guy on your screen. His name is Asauni Sterling, but he was popularly known as Sauni. Sauni was 28 years old, and the other one was Sanjay Hull, but he is popularly known as Dudus. Dudus is 22 years old. Both Sauni and Dudus, they lived in the Maida area. It is said that during the argument, Dudus, he pulled a knife and inflicted a serious wound to Sauni's abdomen. He then made good his escape. Sauni, he was rushed to the St. Bay Hospital where he was admitted in a serious condition. But on Sunday afternoon, August 17 at minutes to 4 o'clock, Sauni, he was pronounced DEAD in hospital. We are learning that Dudus, he subsequently handed in himself to the police and he was charged for murder, so he'll be facing the courts shortly. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
From the hills to the town, we bring the link. Straight facts, no mix up, no gimmick, no wing. You tune in now, get the real insight. Cause Papa News Link lights in us.
Papa News Link, yeah, we tell it how it is. Jamaican vice, truth in the biz. Click it, share it, every little click count. News with the vibes, that we announce.
No gimmick, no way. You tune in now, get the real insight. Cause Papa News Link lighting up the ring.
Papa News Link, yeah, we tell it how it is. Jamaican voice, truth in the biz. Click it, share it, every little click count. News with the vibes, that we are on. Papa News Link, yeah, we tell it how it is. Jamaican voice, truth in the biz. Click it, share it, every little click count. News with the vibes, that we are on.
It's not me being she a demand out them and get it on me. You damn catch a fire me feel rated. Inna the race that flop and no face. Why me bleak with the cabin on me cross silence. From me hills to the town we bring the link. Straight facts, no mix up, no gimmick, no wing. You tune in